When did you meet Jason Green? He's the race director, right? I got the name right.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, this is a great story. So, like I said, Snakebite 2019 was my first Yeti race. So it's a 3 loops and 11 miles each to get the 50K. I'm almost done with the last loop and I get a text alert on my phone. There's not a lot of signal. This is down at Sweetwater State Park. I think that's what it's called. Sweetwater, yeah, State Park outside of Atlanta. And I get a text message on my phone that there's a fraud alert on my credit card. I'm like, oh crap. So then I get another text message that there's a fraud alert on my company credit card for the same amount to Target, like $2,111.
Whoa.
So then I realized there's only one way somebody would have both of those cards to try to charge shit. I'm like, somebody broke in my car. So luckily I have enough signal to get on my debit card and turn it off. And the big thing with the Yeti race is the Jason hug. You want that Jason hug when you finish. And I like ran up, hugged him, and I was like, I gotta go. Somebody broke in my car. So like
Oh
it was like a kind of I didn't get quite the experience. So then luckily, unfortunately, somebody had broken in my car. And then so here I am in Georgia with no money, no credit cards, no access to money. And of course, the Yeti people took care of me. Everybody's like, well, here, let me give you some money so you can get gas, you can get dinner on the way home. So they took care of me. So then 2 weeks later, I'm running Yeti 100 and uh, Jason's there and he did a podcast. And I heard this conversation on a
He needs to
podcast.
do our podcast.
Oh, he would be great. So I hear him do a podcast later, and he's talking about the first time he saw me at Yeti 100. He said that he's like, I heard somebody talking about, he's like, yeah, I was at the start line and saw this girl in a fur dress, and I thought, well, this ain't gonna go well. And so then later on during the race, he saw me again. So he started calling all the aid stations. Hey, did that girl in the Yeti costume? Did she, she comes? Oh yeah, man, she's smoking. She's doing great. And so then after the race, we're sitting around, and he's like kind of laughing. It's like he was like, "Oh yeah, did y'all see that girl who was?" I'm like, "Jason, that was me."
I love that he was checking in on you. Like, was it super hot or
Yeah.
something? He was making sure you were
It
still
was
moving
it was
along.
quite warm. And so like in the podcast when he's talking about it, there were also was somebody else, Phil Penty, who was a amazing runner, and he was talking about how he was struggling during the race, and all of a sudden he hears his footprints. Erica might remember this feeling. Knows these footprints just like hobbling up or coming up around you as you're going up the hill and back into Abington, and he looks around and sees this girl in a Yeti costume, and he's like, "Oh shit."
I love it. Yeah, you definitely smoked by me when I was ready to like pass out on the thing, and you were just like, "You're doing great," and you just whoop, right by me. So
What was your
That
costume at the
is
everything.
time?
that is something that I am known for, is being very strong at the end of the race. I'm like, I'm ready to get this shit done. And I have. It's not like I've been sandbagging it. I've been struggling the whole time, but I really, for some reason, get this burst of energy with, when I'm getting towards that finish line. One of my favorite races is the Charleston 100, which unfortunately they don't have anymore. This is going to be the first year that they're not going to have
Oh,
it. And at the end of the race, it ends on a track at a rec center, and you have to run one lap around the track because you get there at mile 99.75. So you have to run this 25 lap around, and they time it as a separate event. You have to do it, just so you finish the 100,
yep.
but they also time it as a separate event. And I have won it for the females all but 1 year out of, I think, six.
Wow.
And the first 2 years, they didn't offer like female awards. And so going into the third year, I'm like, I think you need, male and female
I
awards. And
deserve this.
so,
Hello.
yeah. And so they came up with that. So I won it every single year except for one.
Nice work. I don't know where you find the energy, but I'm so glad you do, because I was like, if she could, I gotta just follow Charlotte. I had my poles. I'm like crawling up this hill. But hey, you went there and I followed, and we got it done.
Yes, we did.